Okay, are we over here? Did we make it? Here's the link. I don't know if we made it. I'm not sure if we all made it or if it, I don't know. I'm not sure. Did everybody make it? No, they didn't come with me. Okay, well, there's the link for B Tim and Wilby and everybody, but I'm pretty sure we all made it over here. Yes, we made it. Okay, we did. Sure did. We're switching over real quick. So, was it an easy switch or was it a hard switch? There's B Tim. What's that? So it knocked you off when I came in?
It did knock us off.
Oh shit. See, I came in, I was trying to come in at the same time, but I didn't, like all of us at the same time to like bring us over together and it didn't work. I just didn't know if it stopped and ended it or if it brought you over to the chat too. Well, it's good to know you guys don't come with us then, so that's good to know. Learned something new, you know. I mean, I knew the chat came over with us, but I didn't know that you guys didn't come with us.
No, we didn't. They were still talking about Mr. MK.
Here's Wilby. So there's Blunt B. Okay, we just need Ellie. Okay. See,
Yeah,
I thought you guys I thought we would all come together over here. Like it would just be where we would switch over. But as soon as I hit end the live, it popped over here. It like popped all of us over here. Well, dropped you guys and popped all of us, like me in the chat over here. You guys were behind. I must have left you guys back behind.
We were still in StreamYard talking, or they were talking. Yeah. We were all in StreamYard. We had to just close StreamYard and reopen it.
Yeah.
On the new link. Okay, that's what I did. And then for YouTube, because I'm in YouTube and another tab, and I had to click go to the new room. It didn't automatically move me over and ask me, hey, do you want to go to this new room? And I had to click OK.
Well, that's good to know. Well, like I said, it's good to know. I thought we all came over here at once.
Oh, do you want to hear something interesting about the Turtle Boy stuff?
Yeah.
Apparently, he's very angry because the lawyers are all doing interviews. Karen Reed's lawyers are doing interviews with every single channel but his. And he's not too happy about that.
I was going to say, I bet he's pissed.
But the thing is, the rumor is, and this is what JLR also is thinking, apparently her probation officer said that you can't be associated with certain individuals, if you catch my drift, especially one individual that is facing 14 counts of witness intimidation. So a lot of people thinking that she's still on probation, so she can't talk to Turtle Boy.
He's got problems.
Oh, he's fucked.
Big legal problems.
He's got to either spend a boatload of money or he's going to jail.
Witness intimidation, though, is not looked upon very nicely. And I mean, you're basically messing with the justice system when you do that.
Well, wouldn't it be ironic she gets out of jail and he goes to jail for 10 years? Because I mean, that'd be ironic. But yeah, he's absolutely fucked because the issue is his attorney Brendel. He's facing disciplinary issues right now because of what he did as a prosecutor. Basically, did something where an innocent guy went to jail. I think I have to look it up. Or some shenanigans, and he's facing like a disciplinary hearing due to that. So his own attorney might be possibly losing his bar card while he's in the middle of this. Not only that, you have a situation where the guy's admitted to committing the crimes and his reasons for committing the crimes, saying that his goal was to contaminate the jury, was to intimidate witnesses and stuff like that. He's in a bad situation. And the worst problem is that the guy is basically went on a bunch of television shows. I'm just saying.
Sounds like he's destroyed his career. Pretty much.
Well, if he doesn't go to jail, I don't think he destroyed his career. If he goes to jail, he's destroyed his career. I mean, because his career is basically like being Bill Hornbetti. I think he's absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm not sure he translates like outside of the story outside of the Boston area.
Well, he tried to go. I mean, like the problem is that he tries to go at people, knocking on their door, putting their social security numbers up.
Right in your face.
The guy is a horrible person, individual. Like personally, he's cheated on his wife. He's had multiple affairs with women. It's just he's a very nasty guy, and he's not clean cut. And I think the jury's not going to like him. But we'll see. I mean, the jury's not really supposed to look into that, but like they'll listen. But who knows? He might get off. It's a possibility with any jury, to be honest with you. But not good, man. It's going to cost him a boatload of money to get off these charges, or he's going to have to, or he's going to jail.
What do you think Karen Rage spent on her defense? There's no telling.
Probably a lot. I couldn't imagine how much, but
$500,000, $750,000.
No, she's probably spent
$1 million plus.
I would say about $2 to $3 million. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the amount of money, and that's not including like because originally they were like paying lawyers were like literally paying like not lawyers but like people were actually getting paid to cover a case early on.
Yeah.
So content creators. So
she had that kind of money.
Well, she had that kind of money from her family, and then she started raising money from various other sources.
Plus, she's got to have some book deals out in front of her somewhere, I would think.
She had Netflix trailing her during the second trial. I mean, I think that's a lot. The problem is, though, she's in a civil litigation right now, and with the family of John O'Keefe, and they had to have it on hold because of the trial, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's going to go forward, and it's going to be like I think it's going to be like an OJ situation where.
Yeah.
She's going to lose a bunch of money.
The level of proof is not the standard of proven is not as high in civil as it is in criminal, basically.
Well, I think it's more than DUI. I think she killed that man, but that's just my opinion.
When that trial came out, I didn't follow it at first. And then one night I got to watching a bunch of really the Duty Ron and all the actual credible law enforcement stuff.
He's wrong.
And I was
wrong.
convinced he was guilty. And then a week later, I started watching the conspiracy, the other side. Hell, I was convinced they were framing her. And to this day, I never got into it enough to really, I was back and forth. I basically thought maybe they were setting her up, but then I got to hearing a lot of other stuff. And maybe that was a narrative that Turtle Boy got going so strong that it just kind of got a life of its own, and people were buying into it too quick.
But I disagree. I think she's pretty guilty, but she got off. It is what it is. I don't agree with the whole hunting down the jury thing. It's like, listen, in the end of the day, I think they probably jumped on there looking for book deals or stuff like that. And that's true.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It is what it is. We'll see if she keeps her nose clean in the future. I think she has a drinking problem. And I think if I was in her position, I'd probably thank my lucky stars that I got out of this situation and go to AA and some sort of drug rehabilitation and stop drinking and probably try to do that. That would be my advice to her, but it is what it is. She got extremely lucky.
Her new normal is not going to be real pretty right out of the
yeah.
She's going to have to make it good if it's going to be good.
Yeah. Turtle Boy, though, he's in a big problem because, I mean, the issue is he snitched on himself on live streams. That's a problem. He's going to have to deal.
And mouth it gets you every time when you get a legal problem. My cousin's my lawyer, family lawyer forever. She can shut your mouth and I do.
No. Lecturo says, "Wow, I got lost teleporting. That was scary." Yes, you were teleported to the dark side.
It's like a what's that fucking called? Where your body, dematerializes and then materializes back. It just took a long time. She was stuck in the dematerialized zone. Yeah, I was going to ask you, Tim, how you were feeling, about the whole Karen Reed thing, but you just explained it. So
yeah, I think honestly she got extremely lucky with the jury she placed. My guess is that her attorney, when they hired that first juror, they figured out who they needed to get on that jury, and probably a younger crowd that is attached to social media, and they got picked out that jury, and it didn't matter what Hank Brennan showed that day. Hank Brennan could have made even a better case than he did, and I don't think it would have mattered.
Right. Jury, so
picking the right jury.
That's why they pay these firms that are good at it and can identify what type of jury you want.
I think Jackson and Alessi and all them picked the right jury. It was the right jury they picked, and unfortunately, Hank Brennan lost the first day he ended.
That's what Dr. Phil did before he got into the talk show game.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Oprah met him.
Yeah.
But so many people thought she was innocent. Did you hear that roar when she walked out of there, the crowd? That was crazy.
So many people thought O.J. Simpson was innocent.
Well, no, really. I mean,
you know what I mean? A lot of people thought he was innocent. There was a lot of roaring outside for O.J. Simpson, if we remember correctly.
Come on, man.
We saw a lot of roaring for that one.
They didn't think he was innocent. Come on,
dude. All right, Hartley, if you want to jump up, you
can. I don't know about that to this day, whether he actually was the one. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I think a better argument that is his first kid did it.
I do too. Because that's another case. How would he have done all that and all the actual blood was everywhere?
Well, that's going to be the
literally been covered from head to toe.
That's
he might have pulled up. He could have pulled up when it happened or right after it happened. Like, that's possible, but I don't think he actually did it.
Yeah, I don't know.
What OJ?
But he was stupid jealous of her.
I think it was his kid. Yeah, his kid had problems.
I think it was him. I think because you don't start running from the cops and all that stuff. I think it was him, OJ. And the thing is, he got extremely lucky. He had very good attorneys.
He had the best attorneys.
He had fantastic attorneys. And unfortunately, the judge was not that great. The prosecution, dropped the ball in certain elements in that case, and it's just how it is.
The investigators actually tried to.
The investigators
just on the evidence which come out, and that made them look like crap.
Yeah, I mean, and what he was saying really did look like crap, and also OJ at that particular time was really a loved character. I mean, the guy was in Naked Gun. If you don't know, Naked Gun was a set of comedies.
You see the new one they're coming out. Nielsen.
I grew up at that time. I grew up watching OJ play football. He was a hero, man. Period. He was all in on football, and then right into Hollywood. He was the man.
Well, I mean, you look at it with all the so-called evidence against him. His son had access to all that stuff too. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I just think he did it, and he got away with murder. OJ. That's just my opinion. He got extremely lucky with good attorneys.
I don't think he's that dumb to do that. That's why I think the kid did it.
I mean, Barry Murphy is not dumb, but he still, I think, killed his wife.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
just because you're, smart doesn't mean you're not going to commit murder. I mean, like, look at Brian Koberger. He's a pretty smart guy, but he still killed, in my opinion, killed 4. Is being tried for killing 4 college kids. You know what I mean? Just because you're, you know what I mean? Just
people get weird in their head.
Yeah.
You never know what's in somebody else's head.
Can we agree Murdaugh did it? We're asking.
Murdaugh, yeah. He is the dumbest human alive. Alex Murdaugh is the dumbest human alive.
I can't believe he testified.
He could have been a fucking senator if he wanted to. Anything. That's the kind of power they had.
Bro, he testified and said, "What a web we weave when we weave," or some shit like that. He said,
he was a gambling junkie. The bookies had him by the nads. I'm telling you. I know he's in South Carolina, and he would load up,
bro,
5 dimes on several games every weekend.
Yeah, that guy was clearly that was. To me, he was the worst witness I ever seen on a stand. When he stated that, what a web we weave when we weave or something like that with the lies. I was like, oh my God, what were you doing? What were you thinking, sir?
I don't know how he passed the bar. Other than his grandfather probably got a cheat sheet or something. I don't know.
AKB, his motive would have been that they were supposed to go to his restaurant. It was the first time he was actually going to be the sous chef and serve the family, and they ended up going to a different restaurant, left him high and dry, making him look kind of dumb at his place of business, or where he worked at. And then not only that, he probably showed up to confront, and then who knows? He probably already had maybe a whole lifetime of hatred towards his stepmother. I mean,
shit.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that could play into that. And the kid is obviously, he was mentally ill. He had some issues going on. He was on psychedelics and other drugs for his condition. It's documented. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that would be his motive. I mean, just like what would be OJ's motive. He's lived all this whole time without killing his ex. she's his ex. You can't get anything more from him at this point. What's the point in killing her? You know, like I don't find that there's really a motive for him.
He was super
jealousy.
jealous from everything I heard. And she
Yeah,
just started to get out and date other people. He was jealous.
From what case you talking about?
The OJ thing. She asked what would be his son's motive in the thing.
Oh, that I don't know unless his dad.
Well, that's why I just explained that whole thing. There, they were supposed to go to dinner at his restaurant where he was the head chef or whatever. You know, it's kind of like
OJ owns several Hertz franchises, I think.
You know what I'm shocked at? You know, like the caliber of men here are a little bit different than the Brittany J one. No one's saying the bitches or anything, and they're not saying the boys and all that stuff. They're actually talking about a case intellectually with like a true crime case. Like, look at the comparison difference. I just have to point that out. You know, you're not hearing like idiots talking. You're like, oh, what is
I enjoy
the OJ case?
Going back and forth on the cases when you get, you know, we haven't had a good whodunit since basically Kohberger. Let's face it.
That is very true. There was a lot of racial unrest. The Rodney King situation was a big situation. But you have to realize OJ was beloved in that particular time. Like, people liked that guy. He was really liked. You know what I mean? Like, who didn't watch like Naked Gun back then and know about his football career and his commercials?
Jumping over the Hertz little thing in the airport.
Oh yeah, it's Hertz car rental commercials.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think I got Hartley angry. She's like, I think Karen Reed's innocent. I'm like, okay, you're welcome to it, but I think she's guilty of sin. But she got away with it. It is what it is. Can't change anything. And also, Hank's allowed to make statements about disappointment. That there's nothing wrong with that. And if you're going to be angry about misconduct, I would suggest you look at Mr. Jackson. Having via secret communications with expert witnesses that he wasn't supposed to talk to, and then sending a check to them afterwards saying that they were neutral people, and then proceeding to have those witnesses magically delete hundreds of texts before a discovery, and then asking someone to meet him in the hotel. These are all sketchy motherfucking things. I'm just saying. If the prosecutor did that, they would be disbarred, just like the Barry case. The Barry case, the same thing happened. Didn't that the prosecutor for the first Barry Murphy case basically did the same thing, went on media things and withheld stuff and stuff like that? I mean, and that lady got disbarred. Rightfully so. The prosecutor shouldn't be doing that type of shit. Yeah. It's really fucked up.
Not handing over discovery on time and hiding stuff.
And hiding stuff. That stuff is disbarable.
That's not right.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. She is factually innocent. I will agree with you. She had an acquittal. She was acquitted. So, agreed. Oh yeah, that Barry D-Day was terrible. I hope that doesn't like come back and bite the second trial in the ass, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that's not
you know, but you hope it don't.
Oh, the Russ case. Oh, yeah, you're right. The Russ case. That was wild. I've never seen a case dismissed with prejudice because of a witness. So you remember that?
What do you think about the Karen Reed thing? Like, so the jurors just said that she wasn't involved. So how do they think he died? I mean, I know
they think the dog did it. They think the
dog thing.
They think it's the dog.
And the police covered it up.
Yes.
Or whoever was at whoever was at the house covered it up. I mean,
yes.
It's so weird to me. Like, now that we're in this place, I mean, so like the state was so into her being guilty and she did it, and you're not going to go after this other theory at all. That's bizarre to me. I don't understand how that even works out.
I think the problem is that I think the defense's always best lead wasn't a third party culprit theory. It was a Bodie defense.
What was the deal with the computer search about? I can't remember what the question was, but it was that supposedly happened inside that house, or I don't know. I don't know.
You're talking about the 227 thing, right?
I just know somebody did a computer search. They said,
it was originally it came out like a 227. They said that How's Long to Die in Snow, like in cold or something.
Yeah.
But the problem was that the Mr. Green was did not know how to use the program correctly, and it was actually at 623, 624. But because it went out early, a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, this proves that this is a conspiracy. Why would you look that up?" And that caused a lot of issues. But yeah, it was proven it was 623, 624.
Okay.
But yeah, with that kid, I mean, like that's what the jurors believed. Suppose that. I think honestly, I thought it was as soon as I heard the jurors' question about like, will it be a hung if it was a OUI? I was like, yeah, this jury is going to be hung or is it going to be an acquittal? Because there's like no way that you ask such a question and you're thinking like, she's going to be convicted. I think I told Queen that. Queen was like, what do you think? I'm like, I think it's going to be a hung or a thing. And if it was going to be a hung, they're not going to try her a third time. They would never try this woman a third time. So she got off. That's pretty much it. That's my opinion. Let me see. Hank had a burden of proof he didn't. Well, I think he met it, but unfortunately, I'm not the juror, and that's how it is.
I got to admit, though, the dog, what looked like dog, that did look like dog bites to me.
It wasn't
by any means, but
because the issue was there was no puncture marks. There weren't puncturing marks, and both of them, and basically, Dr. What is it? Whatever. It starts with a P, whatever. She basically disagreed with Dr. Russell. Basically, she's like, "Oh, it's puncture marks," but even Russell was like, "There's no puncture marks."
That case had when it started out, and like I say, I didn't follow it, but when I started looking at it, it had so many turns in the road and different things. I mean, it was mind-boggling all the stuff you had to keep up with.
I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with a vigorous defense. I think the issue with that case was the witness intimidation that really gets under my skin. Yeah. It's not the fact that your defense attorney does what he needs to do to get you off of jail. It's not the fact that you put an alternate theory out away. It's the fact that you basically employed third parties to witness, intimidate, and attack witnesses to a case. And I think that's a very dangerous precedent. And I think that's being taken into light in other courthouses because look at the Brian Koberger case. Yeah. You have the seal. You have them trying to do a third-party culprit defense, and what do? They said nope, and they sealed the names that they were about to accuse people of being criminals in this case. I mean, they're going to be very careful in the future. I think a lot of courts have taken into light about what the weaknesses of the court systems of Massachusetts and decided to do what they need to do in theirs. Yeah. And that's my opinion. I think that's the worst part. It's not about someone trying to defend themselves in court or trying to poke holes in the police investigation. It's the fact that the third party outside interference is what gets to me. And I don't like that because that's a very dangerous precedent.
That can undermine our very justice system.
Yeah. I mean, imagine if you have enough money, you can basically do what you can do. I mean, look at Diddy. I mean, imagine if Diddy had that opportunity to do the same thing.
What's the deal with Diddy right now? I know they dropped a bunch of stuff.
They didn't drop it. I think they didn't just name him in the closing arguments or something like that. I don't think they officially dropped him. I think Nate, the lawyer, explains it pretty well.
Yeah.
In that particular thing, his case is a little trouble. I think he's probably going to jail. I think that the key is to the prosecution to explain the Diddy case, that the jury understands that they fulfilled the elements for a RICO, that they fulfilled the elements of it.
Yeah.
And I think the defense is trying to say, well, he just does these drugs for himself and he's famous and he needs a third party to get the drugs. And, he's a piece of shit for beating his
documentary I saw, he is a vile human being.
Well, just because you're a vile human being doesn't mean you're part of a racketeering thing. That was the defense.
And how many of those people actually participated in adult activities that they knew were going to happen and then turn around on the backside of it because of the civil trials that are going to have and all the money is going to be paid across the table, said, oh, no, I didn't know that. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? A lot of those people knew what was happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think they fulfilled their elements for a RICO. It's just that the education, see if the jury understands it. Because sometimes, you're sitting on a jury, you got a lot of lay people, and there's nothing wrong with people lay. I'm a lay person. And then you just bring them into the courtroom and you try to explain the elements of RICO to them and that's how they fulfilled it. And they get kind of confused because then they're being told by the defense, listen, he was just doing drugs himself and he might have beat up his girlfriend, but that's domestic violence. That's not racketeering. And he's getting these prostitutes, but he's not doing, sex trafficking or anything. And you're dealing with a lot of information. I think that's the main problem with these big trials that last for 30 days is a lot of information.
Yeah. You lose sight of what's going on because you just keep going over more and more.
See a limited edition
information, and to the point where you forgot what you heard a month ago. You're just trying to figure out what you're hearing today. It gets confusing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's overkill. They over prosecute it. You know, they get so many.
I think they did the right charges. I just think it's very tough to but I think I think he's going to jail.
How many years? How many years do you think he gets?
Well, I think 15, maybe more. I don't know.
If he gets 15, how old is he?
I think he's in his 50s.
Yeah, 15 feds, that's federal charge too. That's day for day. Just about.
Yeah, I just think, like, honestly, I don't agree those. I mean, someone keep on saying they're dog bites. They're not about dog bites on John's arm. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. That's what I think. But you are welcome to your opinions. But yeah, with the Diddy case, yeah, we'll see. I think they're probably going to get a conviction, but you never know with a jury. You never know with a jury. One thing could stick out to a jury and be like, yeah, I think he just does drugs himself, and he's into watching his women being slept with by men. And
he did some crazy stuff, man.
I think when you make that much money, I think you get bored. I think some people get bored, and I guess he's just into some really freaky stuff. But because he's freaky doesn't mean he's a racketeer. You know what I mean?
I saw in a documentary. I think it was his mom, or he was raised where she just always never give him a pat on the back like he did. He was good enough or did good enough on anything. She was hard.
Big for life. That's what a good defense attorney does.
Yeah.
They make the witnesses they cross look bad with you know what I mean? It's just how it is. That's the key. I mean, like, you have to deal, if you're hiring a famous defense attorney, they're gonna be willing to make anyone look like a liar. I guarantee you, if I put, like, for instance, let's say we brought Alan Jackson over here and he was to cross any of us, he would make all of us look like liars. Why? Because he's a good attorney. He's a good defense attorney.
Yeah, they're going to find your weaknesses.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just that simple. You have good defense attorneys. They can make anyone look bad on the stand, right? Because these are very
Bethany and Dylan in the Idaho 4. They're gonna crucify those girls.
Well, they got to be careful.
They're going to push it to the edge, and they're going to know where that edge is, and they're not going to.
All right. So what are we watching now, Queen?
This is BJ and them going over the Idaho 4 stuff.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Hey, has Kim left BJ's channel too?
Pretty much. I mean, she's been over on Instees, so.
Huh.
Yep.
We're going to talk to him a little bit later in the program about that. But it just seems like there's a lot of places that it can disappear. But it also seems that everyone out there, if they came across a knife, would likely call police because this is such a high-profile case.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And because it is, so damning, that type of evidence, I think the citizens would 100% turn it in. And which leads us to this other thought process. Does he have this, hidden someplace? Did he take it back to Pennsylvania, or did he discard it? I agree with Stuart 1,000%. It's good. If you had that piece of evidence, then it's a slam dunk at that point.
What's interesting, Chris, you just raised something I didn't even think of, Stuart. The fact that he's from Pennsylvania, drove across the country to go back home. That's ultimately where he got arrested. So the search for this murder weapon could not only be, in the places he may have gone afterwards, but it could be anywhere from Pullman, Washington to Pennsylvania.
Absolutely. But I think maybe we might look a little closer. I mean, for whatever reason, he was prone to getting stopped by the cops. And if he planned this out and he's trying to be this, he's trying to maybe recreate some of Ted Bundy's successes, or not successes, that's the wrong term, but he's basically trying to recreate being Ted Bundy. And he knows that he gets stopped all the time, especially at 4 o'clock in the morning. A car's going to stay.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Recreate being Ted Bundy. That's what they think. Oh. I don't know about that. What do y'all think? God bless it. Hold on, y'all. Fucking radio.
I want to hear what Craig.
Miss Ellie, where you at?
I just don't know how. I can't.
Hey,
so
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey. Oh, I got like all I like clicked on the old StreamYard before, and then I started listening to music, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta go back. I'm like, so.
I'm like, where the hell's she at?
I was like, fuck. What up? What do you? So you're playing some stuff. You're playing.
Yeah, this is just the shit that they were covering. The shit that they were covering last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on the microphone.
It's the. I think we were a little bit behind.
Clarkston, Washington, and on the way down there, he goes by that same intersection of 95 and 195, which, by the way, there's an overpass there that looks over, I think it's called the Lewiston Overpass, and this guy had studied previous crimes. In the Manson killings, the killers threw their weapons over a cliff, on a roadside cliff. Maybe he studied how killers have gotten away and done their cases. Maybe he's trying to recreate a little bit of the Manson thing and threw it off that cliff in Lewiston.
Yeah, it's the defense will make a big deal that they don't have the murder weapon and perhaps build the defense from there outwards. Prosecutors don't have it, but as you mentioned, they do have the knife sheath, and they say they've got his DNA on the snap, which is very compelling evidence. Great news. Our guests are going to stay with us. When we come back, what information could the out-of-state witnesses provide?
Nobody understands exactly why, but he was stalking them. He was hunting them. Coming soon to Court TV.
It's the biggest story that we're covering.
These murders have shaken our community.
He is.
So many eyes have been on Donna Adelson.
Hold on. Way to fall asleep during a live stream.
Okay, wait a minute, guys.
Right.
Damn it. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Oh my God. Wait a minute.
Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas to get some more information here. Cody, I know you've been looking at this. What do we
way, shape, form? Probably one of the more important guys. His name is William Searfoss. He's a corrections officer at the Monroe County Jail, where Koberger was held after his arrest at his family's home in Eastern Pennsylvania in December of 2022.
Hearings for 7 witnesses. Look at this. Brian Koberger's alleged actions after homicide. Hearings for 7 witnesses. William Searfoss, corrections officer at Pennsylvania jail where Koberger was held. Jesse Harris, boxing gym owner where Koberger trained. Ann Parm, former academic advisor to Koberger. Anthony Soma. Let me see. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I'm not sure yet if this is from the defense or the prosecution. I think this might be prosecution because they're saying his behaviors after the homicides. Anthony Soma reportedly
obviously the
of the school
prosecution.
that Koberger attended. Oh, snap.
Fantastic true coverage. Why is Dylan Diesel up there?
I was going to say something, Craig. You talk every other night. You never shut up.
What?
He can't say anything tonight.
All right, Dylan.
Yeah.
Say something.
He never shuts up. I mean, literally ever. And he's like he's in a conversation by himself that's totally detached from the stream. It's just crazy.
It's mostly because he's always is in a conversation with himself.
He is. I mean,
It's supposed to be included as a prosecution witness, but there are no immediate links between Andriola and DeSales, and his relationship to Koberger is unclear. And lastly, Benny, the 7th one, Maggie Sanders, her relationship to Koberger also remains unclear, but she was initially scheduled to appear with the other witnesses at this June 30th hearing, but hers has been delayed to July 7th. Now, Benny, of course, each of these witnesses will have a chance at these hearings to explain why they should not be compelled to testify in this, for them, out-of-state trial.
All right, Cody, we'll check back in with you in just a bit. Still with us to help us through all this, Chris McDonough and Stuart Fillmore, a corrections officer, boxing gym owner, academic advisor, technical institute. He may have been a classmate.
I'm just so glad Brittany read these names.
Professor. What are you hearing, Stuart? What do you think some of these out-of-state witnesses could provide for the prosecution and in terms of evidence?
Yeah, Vinny, like we mentioned in the previous segment, one of the things that we don't have in this case really is motive. I mean, there's a lot of speculation about it. We had the probable cause affidavit that gives us a lot of forensic details, but very little about Brian Koberger himself and why, if he did this, why did he do it? So I think what these Pennsylvania witnesses are is to help paint a picture and let's see some patterns in his past and some things. No doubt, I think they probably have some folks that have developed a profile of him, and I think that's what these witnesses will support.
Chris McDonough, what are your thoughts? Corrections officer, boxing gym owner, academic advisor, classmate from the Technical Institute, auto shop, and another professor. What are your thoughts there?
Auto circumstantial.
Yeah, homicide 101. You do want to create that pattern of life evidence. Remember, there's two sides of this coin here. You not only want to do what they call a victimology, you want to do a suspectology, and that's what's going on here. They went out, they talked to all of these folks to try to understand, if you want to understand the hunter, you have to know where he used to hunt. And so you've got to get those pattern of life pieces put together.
It's fascinating. A boxing gym owner. I wonder if he was training. I mean, could that be part of this, Chris?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, well, if he knew if he planned on this and he knew he was going to go in and do something like this, wouldn't you train for it?
I'm with Brittany J on this one. I think
just don't
yeah. I think yeah.
I'm still not
to be honest.
Or it could just be fit. He just wants to be fit.
Yeah, I mean, he was a runner
how do you
and stuff.
train for it?
He was a runner. He would run in the middle of the night with that running partner and stuff.
Yeah. Elizabeth, you really need to like you.
I'm sure they have a knife stabbing course.
Well, I thought Elizabeth, I thought you was a
cardio knife stabbing.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Can you show Sarah telling reality off? We're over here talking about true crime, and here you are, somebody that's supposed to be in the field. You're supposed to be in a position of care, right? Like a
way to dox the person in the chat.
Well, this lying motherfucker right here decided she was going to go lie her ass the fuck off about why we got into it, about the doctor's office and how that came up. So let me see here, because I'm not going to fucking no, right in here. She says that she was, oh no, she comes up with a whole ass story. Something about Chris Watts, his family, they live there where she was going to the doctor. This is a whole ass fucking story.
GW is making fun of Britney's breathing. I made an X post about it. That's making fun of people with asthma, and I have asthma, so it triggered me. That's all they know to do. They don't know how to do anything else but that. That's all those people need. She won't even show her forehead, and she's worried about my asthma. Stop. It's so like, yeah, you're freaking.
Then you wonder why you don't got a man. You boring bastard fucking piece of garbage.
Really? She's a boring fat bitch piece of garbage. Do you even know who the fuck Granny is? Obviously not. Wow.
A man wants something interesting.
Not somebody that bitches all day long and screams to the top of her lungs.
That's a different talk. A man wants somebody who can have an intelligent conversation with him, at least on his level, whatever that is.
Oh my god.
Well, Wilby, you wanted him to talk. Here we go.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to hear what he's got to say.
I think he's better than this trash. You only fucking try, ho. Accept me with my big purple square toe. If you don't love me like this, then you don't accept me in my best. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here. That's why your man left your ass. Didn't want to crawl in bed with him. Purple square toe. Am I right or am I right? Think that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I do, and that's something minor in comparison to what they do to me. So let's really compare this real quick. It's Brian Koberger's car. Oh. BJ makes fun of QB's voice all the time. Okay, let's see. It's an Elantra. So I make fun of QB's voice while they.
Everybody does. Well, what?
I'm comparing me making fun of her voice in comparison to the shit they do to me. I mean, come on now. I make fun of her voice and I impersonate her. They actually freaking make posts about me and call me fat. They try to destroy my relationship. Try to destroy
But when we made this, when we made this and played it.
Look at you coming in, dropping 50 of them on us, baby.
You were mad. You were madder than fuck. You fucking reported it last night on X. You had to fucking come apart.
I think we got a fupa chat, a fupa chat. I think we got a fupa chat, a fupa chat.
Went the fuck off and said hate channels this, hate channels that, fuck you guys, reported it on X. Oh, you went off. I mean, it's okay for you to do it, but it's not okay for us. No.
It's always they this, they that, they this.
Yeah, she never puts a name on it. It's always they, them, they're attacking me, they're being mean to me, they're doing this shit to me.
And her go-to receipt is everybody knows on YouTube that's already been proven, and we proved that over a month ago. That's her receipts.
Yeah, never comes with receipts.
Never shows audio or video clip of anything for receipt. It's just, we've already proven that. Everybody knows that. Well, no,
She
not
goes
everybody knows.
straight from true crime to this. Right from talking about Idaho 4 to this.
Yeah. Comparing what they did and compared to her mimicking your voice.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Called CPS to my house. Like, whatever.
Your subscriber. Your subscriber called CPS to your house. Nobody else.
Unbelievable. I can't with that. It's mine. I mean, it's just minor in comparison. It doesn't even.
Okay, well, then don't. If you can't, then don't.
She's over there talking about the car drive to the doctor, saying it was the methadone clinic. So she's still saying that I was going to the methadone clinic.
Yes.
When that doctor's office doesn't even have it doesn't even have service.
Oh, okay. Do you want? Okay. Well, let's go pull the live stream then from that day. Let's do that. How about that then? We will go pull the live stream from that fucking day where you drove to the goddamn clinic and drove right the fuck up to the motherfucking front goddamn door on your live stream because you lied and said that we looked up some Chris Watts family's house and some bullshit. No, the fuck we didn't look up anything. No one followed you in a goddamn car to your fucking doctor's office, which was the next fucking lie you tried to. No. No. See, this is what we're not going to do. You're not going to sit here and rewrite history and lie. Nope. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen.
I've been to Pinehurst area many times. I played golf in college, played the national championship there. I can take you right on Google Earth without even looking at that video again and drive you straight to the office. It's just right off the circle. I mean, I know the roads I know the roads to my hometown.
Yeah, see.
A lot of clipping.
Yeah.
Interesting. Who's clipping like that?
I don't know. I don't have any clipping. I got the dog snoring next to me, but I got the live that's downloading real quick that I'm.
Oh, okay.
Up. Ride with me and let's talk. That's the live stream that she did here.
Okay.
For the day she drove to the clinic. And she drove straight up to the fucking door to the clinic. Let's see here.
Good morning.
Look at her fucking Photoshop picture.
Absolutely.
We can't see
Don't look nothing like her. Don't look nothing like her. All right, so here we are starting the drive.
Well,
let's see.
We can't.
Hold on, guys.
This up here real quick so y'all can see.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you all.
All right, we got the drive started. Here we go. There it is.
Luna Petunia. A 5x5 is basically just a sound check.
Can we get a 5x5?
Walking out to hit the gym. Oh, that's awesome, Harley. Well, I'm not going to say I wish that
Nothing
I would,
about Shenanigans.
but I'll say that I should. Hey, everybody, welcome. Come on in. Get comfortable. Get comfortable.
Nothing about Shenanigans Watts. Nothing about her house. And nothing about going to their house. There's no. All she was doing was driving, right? Just driving to the fucking clinic. She got in the car, turned the camera on, and had it on the road, driving to the fucking clinic.
Yeah, she was on Highway 15501. Okay.
There you go. I have no idea what fucking.
I know those roads like the back of my hand. Pinehurst is about an hour and a half from where I live, and I've spent many days. I used to stay with the guy, Ann Cannon Reynolds' husband. She married this guy named L.P. Tate. He had a horse farm down in Pinehurst, huge. And she came from the Cannon family and the Reynolds family.
Hell yeah.
I stayed with his house every time I played golf in there. He had a house with 14 bedrooms. It was so big that the bedroom I stayed in, me and his buddy stayed there, we could scream to the top of our lungs and he couldn't hear us in his master bedroom. It was impossible. That's how big it was.
Oh my God. Nice.
It was ridiculous.
That would be nice.
He had the last big farm right off the circle in Pinehurst. He had a 300-acre horse farm. He trained horses. And
oh, wow.
He's the last big acreage in Pinehurst. And when he sold it, he's dead now, but he sold it like in the 90s. I don't know, tell him what he got for it. His family. Which they didn't need money anyway. Like I say, his wife was Ann Cannon Reynolds.
Yeah.
And Reynolds Tobacco Company.
Yeah. So so I don't know where she's how far away from home she is here with this, but she starts off her drive, normal
you
drive.
Can see like a little bit of the road. I move it as best I can. My phone holder is kind of blocking, but I figured that's better than just looking at my picture. So yeah, I got about a 45-minute drive, and I thought,
there we go, 45-minute drive.
For a little while. I don't know who.
When she gets into Pinehurst, I know the streets like the back of my hand. It's crazy.
What a lovely bride to Brittany J's facility that she's going to. You know, the thing I often don't understand is that there's only two ways I can think of why she would do something like this. One, she wanted to be like Betty and just drive streams. Another, she tried to bait people to make a live about this.
Is that down a little bit better?
Yes. Seems to be she seems to not be talking. Either it's muted or she's not talking. Man, it seems like he's driving in the middle of the road a little bit.
It does to me too. She's riding that center line. Actually, she's over it, in my opinion.
Yeah,
her left headlight is over that center line.
And she's like driving erratically a little bit. Like, what the hell's going on here? Like,
oh, she definitely rides to the left, man. I hate that shit. My girl does that too. I'm like, dang, dude, you have to get that close? Like, just stay in the middle of the freaking lane already.
Jeez, this is bad.
Like, hug the right, don't hug the left.
She's literally, her left headlight is over that center line.
Yeah, like, and she's live streaming too. Jesus Christ. Guys, I'm going to drive to my clinic. Let me right in the middle of the road for you.
Go right into Pinehurst.
Like, and other people have to be like right away from her. She's either really close to that center line or she's like over it a little bit.
Well, you could tell there with the cars going by, she definitely was over. And then
it looks like she adjusts right at the last minute and moves back to the right a little bit.
Yeah, like there she looks over. But then when the cars are passing, she looked like she was back over a little bit to the right.
Jeez Louise. Driving class with Snoozy Poon.
I know. Is she gonna fall asleep? She's like dozing off. Crossing the center lane here.
Yes, this is if we hear snoring.
You're like go do the re-up. He ain't falling asleep.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just joking.
This is re-up time.
Like, you think Craig would be doing the errands since he stays home and he's unemployed?
I don't think. Does he leave the house hardly?
I don't think he leaves the house. I think he only.
I think he's got agoraphobia or something. Hold on, let me mute here.
Okay.
My dog snacks dealer. That's hilarious. Like I tell my son, we'll take the other lane on the way back.
Jeez Louise.
That is a good one.
Yeah, there's no sound coming from our video queen, by the way. I don't know if that's an issue with the video, but there's no sound. So we're literally watching her in silence, just like most of her other streams. So, I don't know. I think there's something wrong with the Queen's audio because she didn't. I think there's supposed to be sound here.
There was sound.
I think there was. Yeah, she talked. I think about the whole way.
Yeah.
Look at her. She is over that line, man.
Yeah.
Swear to God. When Brittany talks about the weather down there in Pinehurst, let me tell you something. Pinehurst is called the Sand Hills. It can rain literally 2 inches in an hour, and 30 minutes later, there's not a drop of water on the ground. It just soaks it right up. It's a weird area.
I grew up upstate. Let me see. She is reading chat and answering questions while trying to drive. This needs to stop.
Highway 15501.
Yeah, I think that's what the original. That's the original video. For some reason, I think Queen played.
Yeah, this is the original video. This is the original video where she drove. Sorry, I had to let the dogs out. Yeah, this is the original video where she drove to the clinic, straight to the clinic.
But Queen, there's no sound.
Now I can hear a little bit.
Now I can hear it.
Yeah,
I think when
you guys were talking.
No, Queen. I think the reason why we can't hear it when you mute. So we're not hearing anything.
I turned it down because you guys were talking anyway. So you guys were chatting. So.
Oh, we'll keep quiet. You can play
you want to play it? You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say we can play it now if you want.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, here we go. Let me go turn it all the way up here.
The hypocrisy in this community makes me sick.
How does it? Does it?
Sick.
The what in the community?
Man,
hypocrisy.
Oh my God. Good morning, Bonnie Shirnies. Yeah, Christmas is coming, Lena. Jesus.
Yes, it is.
I'm just saying.
It was at this point.
Chaps my ass that these people go on and on and on. Now, what do you think would be said if I fired up a wish list right now? Just curious. What do you think would happen if I dropped a wish list in my chat? I know one petty Betty would go live today and talk about it. I know 2 petty Bettys that would go live and talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Just absolutely freaking.
Do you, huh?
Hold on, guys. Wait a minute.
All right, this is her normal drive. This is normal fucking drive.
There's a new. Holly, this is a brand spanking new Christmas Christmas wish list. This one was just started.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but guess what?
Is she dropping a list?
Person put my whole wish list, my old wish list that I don't even use. She went all through it. But then you're going to have a wish list now.
Well, go
pot
for
meet
it.
kettle meet pot, you hypocrite ass.
Who was she talking about in here? Do you guys remember?
I don't know.
One, I don't know.
I don't remember who she's
Bruh,
talking about.
I can't go. Are you serious right now? I ain't never in my life. I will not go with this truck behind me the whole way. Hold on, guys. I might have to pull over because there's no way I can drive. Okay, thank God.
Good morning.
He seriously blew the horn at me, and there's like cars coming in the roundabout. There was no way that I could go. I can't stand road rage drivers. Impatient.
If you drive like you talk, I wouldn't be able to drive behind you either.
I want to run you off the road.
That's just laughable. That right there.
There ain't no fucking way. I'd never be able to drive behind her.
To begin with, or what?
She would hug the center line so much you couldn't go around her if she was driving slow. You'd just be stuck behind her.
It probably got filled up.
Fuck.
She manipulates her freaking subscribers so badly. It's sad. It's so sad.
Oh, kind of like you do?
If you lived with your... Okay, let me ask you guys a question. Like, in all seriousness, I have a question.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Exactly, Brandy. So let me ask you guys a question. If a person came on YouTube and they told you that they were a single mother that had children to take care of, what would you automatically assume?
That they were a single mother?
Says they're a single mother who has children to take care of and they need help. What would you automatically assume? Would you not assume that that person has children and they live in a home by themselves and they're taking care of their children alone? Would you not assume that?
That's exactly what they said. Single mother. Yeah.
What if that person lived with their parents?
Don't make a difference.
And they're sitting there telling their subscribers.
And Brandy lived with her father-in-law forever and ever. Same difference.
Parent raising children. What if that person lived with their parent?
How do you know that person isn't taking care of their parents? How do you know that the parents aren't living with that person? You don't know.
But Brittany lived with her father-in-law. What's the difference?
Right. So what the fuck?
She lived with her in-laws, and
she lived with her father-in-law. So what's the fucking difference? Hey, Ro, good morning, baby.
Good morning. How are you?
What you doing, Bitty Bop?
Oh, not much. No, what she's talking about is Granny put up a wish list for her kids because because she was being had an injunction from this piece of trash and was having to use some of her own money. You know, that's after they shut down her GoFundMe. I mean, I don't know who did it, but
yeah, they did. Yeah. I remember that.
And so Granny was having to put up some of her own money. So that's who had to, but I mean, I don't know who filed an injunction on BEEJ when she had a summer snack fund. I mean, yeah.
Oh, you mean the summer snack fund she didn't have?
Right.
Didn't have? Yeah.
Yeah. For the expensive hamburger meat.
$12. What'd you say it was? Something crazy.
Yeah.
$12 a pound or something.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna say that her driving, I 100 absolutely 1000% stand on if you continue doing what you're doing, you will be your own true crime. I heard her say after this was reviewed that she was tired. So you're tired, you're live streaming, you're responding to chat.
She says it on her way. She's like, I was so tired I couldn't keep my eyes open. Yeah.
Okay. But the problem is she'll walk away without a scratch, but others won't.
That's right. Some innocent person will be the recipient of her negligence.
And I think this is against the law to live stream while you're driving. She doesn't have it mounted and just talking. She's responding to chat.
Is she having to look down at her phone to get the chat?
Well, I mean, you have to take your eyes off the road to look at a screen, and I'm sure she doesn't have a 60-inch TV in there,
Yeah, and she can't see to begin with.
Right. So.
It's not a good idea, basically. It's really bad.
Ain't my life. I just worry about her community.
Yeah, she doesn't have that right to endanger other people. It's not right.
But I just want to hop up and answer that question. I'm sorry I couldn't write in chat. So I'm going to hop back down. But yeah, what she's talking about is Granny's wish list after, yeah, that's what she's talking about.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you popping up and letting us know.
No problem. Thank you for letting me up. And I hate I missed the bonfire last night. It was
I
epic.
know. I figured you were sleeping or resting or something. You know.
I was. It was epic to wake up to it. I hate I missed it. I hate it, but it was wonderful because I just replayed it, watch it burn.
Oh yeah, my nephew's like, "What? Why are you burning this? Because you love your gifts, T. You love it. You love when people send you stuff." I said, "Yeah, I sure do, but I sure as fuck don't like it when them motherfuckers try to take advantage of my fucking daughter, well, your cousin, and put their police reports on their YouTube channels and their social media." He was like, "Oh no."
I mean, I told you to burn it weeks ago. And she was just talking shit. But, she pulled that extra card and it got burned up. So there it is.
Well, I'm sure, like I said, it'll be lovely on her business to know that she takes part in that kind of shit. So, anyhow, let's keep it moving. I appreciate you coming up, Bitty Bop. And Cinnamon Bear, everyone here is perfect. I don't know about that. I mean, we strive to be like Jesus every day.
Bye. Bye.
All right, here we go. And don't mind Vu sleeping because she's going to sleep.
Then what would you say? But they come on here and they say
the same
that
shit
they're a single parent raising kids. Did that not give the impression that they are doing everything by themselves?
Doesn't matter.
Bonnie's Journeys, I don't know about QB. I haven't seen QB do anything like that as far as I haven't seen QB ask for Christmas money, no.
So what if I did? What does it matter?
Who cares? I mean, the people that buy the gifts do it on their own free will. I mean,
would you not say that is manipulation? Would you not say that that's being manipulative?
So you lying about living with your father-in-law?
I'm just curious.
Wasn't manipulation? I mean, I'm just curious.
I do too, Ollie.
I'd say so. I'd say it is.
Can I start grifting to fix my house? Mini.
Oh. Guess what's gotten fixed right now, huh?
Andy Rose. Oh my God. I said it. Andy. I did. Andy Rose. I said it. I was like, oh, they're going to milk this shit for everything it's worth. They're going to milk it for everything it's worth. But what makes it so rich and what aggravates me to no end, honestly, is the fact that what really aggravates me is the way that they come at me and they go at other people. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, when I have ever asked for help in the past at all, even till now, I have not had a fundraiser in over a year. Christmas is a year, okay? And to this day, they will not let me forget about that fundraiser.
Did Granny not say yesterday that Brittany did a fundraiser even before she was a creator?
Integrity. Her supporters asked her to start one. It's a creator's supporters want to help. Crimeology, I don't care. My problem is that if I was to start a fundraiser today, or if I was to start a wish
like
list,
fine wine, didn't it? Aged like
they
fine
would rip
wine.
my ass a new one. That's the problem. They're hypocrites.
Aged like fine wine, baby.
So
didn't Granny say yesterday that Brittany did a fundraiser before she became a creator?
Every time somebody ever tries to say something about people, especially them, there's always people that's like, don't worry about it. Worry about yourself. But if I or anybody else tries to do something like that, they fucking lose their minds. If you start a wish list, can you add an Apple Watch for me? Hey Max, you have to ask GW. She's the one that's got one.
Oh, Mac always talking smack. Oh, here, you know what though? Let's pause this for a minute. Because Mac is the community catfish. But I think we're gonna have to hand the reins over. Because Kelsey did a pretty good job herself of catfishing.
I'd like to see this.
And she goes, well, BJ said, well, that is her face. I've seen her face. That looks just like her face. Oh, well, it didn't to me, but I mean, maybe that's just me, you know? Let's see here. Old snoozy poon over here, knocked out, tired.
No.
Yeah.
See, yeah, she had a bath and got her ears cleaned and her wrinkles all cleaned and
her wrinkles.
Yeah, because she has face wrinkles, so she has to have them, you know what I'm saying, wiped out and
Isn't that another word for rolls?
Cleaned up. Excuse me.
Brittany ought to have that done. Should have her chin.
And I'm not even, you know what? And listen, I'm not even gonna say she's ugly because the girl she ain't ugly to me, but she definitely is catfishing with this picture. That's definitely an AI photo. Why we love to talk shit about photos and that kind of stuff. Let's see. And then we got Southern Sass, the emu fucking princess over there. This is Kelsey. Not the same Kelsey. That's AI photo for sure. So no, she does not look just like that. Like I said, she's not an ugly person to me. I don't think she's ugly at all.
I don't know why she would change it a lot, to be honest.
AI photo. This is definitely an AI photo.
I don't know why she would change it, to be honest.
I don't either. She's very pretty to me. So why make the AI photo?
It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Right, she is very pretty. So I don't understand why what's this? What is this? This is like Angelina Jolie picture.
It's weird, really, to be honest.
Like what the hell? For what? Right. Her her natural picture looks better than this AI picture.
Yeah. Her lips in the AI picture are blowed up like Angelina Jolie's.
So why do that? I guess I don't understand. I don't get it.
I know. Damn, save that AI for us ugly people.
Wow. I know. I was expecting.
Right. What the hell are you doing? What the hell?
I was expecting to see something totally opposite.
What the hell? No, that's Southern Sass. That bitch. Wow. But I'll tell you what, whose photo, who is not a catfish though? Cashmere. She's a pretty bitch. She is beautiful. Like her fucking pictures match her fucking real face. Her videos and shit. She did a whole video and dropped it in Discord.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, she is. Who else is really?
She's beautiful. Like we have a lot of beautiful hive. Like a lot of people from over here, even people that are not over here, are beautiful. There's a lot of people who are very beautiful. Like you know what I mean, ladies that are.
Very oh yeah, pretty. for sure. Heather B. Beachy is beautiful. Have you ever seen a picture of her? Oh man, she's like a freaking model looking. And same with who's
yeah, there's a lot of
Jen's beautiful too. Very, very
beautiful.
Lady.
Yes, she is.
No filter needed.
Straight up. She really is pretty. But like I said, a lot of people are. There's a lot of girls over here that are, but man, there's a lot of them that are. You know what though? The difference is a lot of women are beautiful on the outside. They can be drop dead fucking gorgeous, but you know what? If they got an ugly heart and an ugly nasty ass personality, you're done.
You never see
You're
that.
done.
Yeah, it shows right.
You're being gone. You hear me?
That's right. You done before you got started.
Yeah, that personality, man. They'll fuck a whole. You know, you could have a beautiful woman standing in front of you. They could open their mouth and make that change in a heartbeat. You know.
Damn snake.
Yeah, Cashmere is stunning. She's very pretty. You know who else is very pretty? Even though like she don't really fuck with us, or we don't really fuck with her anymore. JP, she's pretty too. She's Yep. There's a lot of it. Ninny is too. There's a lot of people that are like, you know, Duchess. She's gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely. Nonsense. I mean, shit. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of women that are beautiful, but there's a lot of them that you let them talk to you for a few minutes. Listen to them on here for a few minutes. You'll change your mind quick as hell.
What is wrong with y'all with Apple? I can't use Apple products. Oh, I can't use them. I'm an Android person.
I thought she had a new
I
iPhone.
like Android. Let me see. It's hypocritical for them to bash anyone for the same crap they do.
This is an old
Thank
stream.
you.
I know it's old, but it's not that old, is it? What, a year ago?
Listen, I don't care about people's.
This is an old stream, but it's not that old. No, this is like from when she was caught at the clinic or whatever, or caught going to the clinic. Thank you, Callie. I appreciate that. Miss Lovebug, thank you, Dangly, for becoming a new member. Electro Destiny, thank you. Says, wow, got lost teleporting. That was a scary place.
Ellie did get lost.
I tried getting y'all over here. I tried. Yeah, she got the new flip phone thing, I thought. Yeah. Some new Murdaugh flip phone something. I don't know what the fuck it is, to be honest with you.
Craig was talking about financing TVs, and TVs are so cheap that ridiculous what you can get TVs for. Why would you finance a TV? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Why would you even need a TV?
But TVs are cheaper than they've ever been. I mean,
well, our kids break them all the fucking time. I mean, fuck, it's a wonder they've had probably the last 10 TVs in the last 2 years.
You need to do the quotation, breaks them. You know,
what?
You need to do quotations, breaks them. I don't think they're breaking the TVs.
Yeah, breaks them. Yeah, with the in my little finger marks on above it.
Yeah,
breaks
guys, they broke it again.
I go down to the pawn shop.
Yeah, they probably get mad and throw their controllers up against TV playing video games.
Hey, am I up here? Am I up here?
What's up? Yes.
Hey, I was coming back in to check in. What's up? What's up?
Banner.
Drive by.
What's happening?
Yeah, I came back to talk a little shit. You know what I mean? Why not?
Banner.
We're gonna do this, but you know what? You know what else we're gonna do? We're gonna go check in with Betty. Because guess what? Betty's been Betty went on Betty went to she went to North Carolina to protest.
Oh.
She had 57 people in her chat.
Where in North Carolina did she go? Where in North Carolina did she go?
The same place she was last time. Fuck, I don't even know this. Here, we'll go find out.
I live in North Carolina.
Road trip. Road
I
trip.
want to know if she's nearby so I can lock the house down.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a field trip for sure.
Is Blunt B still up here? I hope.
Yeah.
Yep. Where'd she go? I wanted to show her my shirt. Ellie, you got to come back up. I got to show you this shirt.
She's here.
Is she on here?
Yeah, she was just. Oh, she already dropped. Oh, damn. Ellie. All right,
There
she's
she
back.
is. Back.
Here, you gotta see this shirt, Ellie.
All right, check it out. Look at this shirt.
I got my fucking stupid thing.
Hold on, let me do a solo layout for you.
What's going on there? There's things jumping in your freaking.
Hang on, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's live. Got it.
I got my stupid filter on.
Look at your nice place. Oh, I love your place, dude.
Dude, what the fuck?
Dude, I like your place, dude. Dude, I love it.
Hang
dude.
on.
Dude.
The green screen, he's got to shut the green screen
Yeah,
off.
Got it. Got it. Get it. Got it. Good. Got it.
Yeah, the green screen is being all funky. I seen it. It was acting weird as hell. I seen it.
Oh, wonky wonks.
All right, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Oh, look at Grateful.
Grateful.
Oh, yes, dude. Yeah, he's my brother. You're my brother, dude. Yes, we are both fucking
Grateful gang.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm the pink one at the end. Okay. Which
I
one
had
are
to show you
you?
that. I know you
Pick
said
one.
you got a cricket or something, but
Oh my God, do I have a cricket? I have fucking 2 crickets, and I have a whole fucking slew of like. I got it all.
I have another one I did. It's the Bears, but they all have the Thug Life glasses and the joint in their mouth.
God.
And
We're
it
gonna
says-
work on merch.
It just
for
says
Queen
gang
Bee.
gang on there.
Oh, I love
So-
it. I love it.
And
I
then I
love
did
it.
another one with my Australian Shepherd. I think
Aw.
it's on the washer right now. I'll show you, but it's a picture
Aw.
of like the Australian Shepherd looking back, and it's a picture of its butt. It says "Kiss my ass." It's like the best shirt ever.
We got to talk about Queen Bee merch, and my friend I told you was an artist, which would be great for screen printing. You know what I mean? Like we got to talk off the air about that later. I'll message you about it. You know,
Cool.
so cool.
Sorry,
Coolio.
I just had to show you.
Oh, I
that
love
shirt.
it. I fucking love it. I love what you. It's so cool that it's like creating art. You're creating like little pieces of like wearable art. Wearable art is like thing right now. You know what I mean? As we go into this like AI kind of world, it's like so good to have artists and people doing what you do, because we all need to wear clothes, right? All the time.
It makes for a better place.
Yeah, art. Yeah, totally. Music and art. It's everything.
Ellie and Blunt Bee are the cutest. I know they
Oh,
are.
I freaking love Lumpy. He's he's one of my faves ever in this whole planet. I love him.
Oh, stop
good
it! I'm
people.
blushing.
Oh, we're like Aquarius brother
Y'all
and
getting
sister.
embarrassed.
Oh my God, we
We're-
know each other from other lifetimes.
I
There's
know.
nothing wrong with this. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh. I mean, because it goes way back to when we first started in this, like it
this
changes a
YouTube
lot.
journey.
Yeah, it's a fucking journey. And it was before things went fucking south with fucking Jonesin and fucking the hoo-ha crowd over there. Do you know what I mean? Because it was like much more like this before all of that, because it created this division.
Right.
And I understand why you did that all the time, Queen Bee. You wanted to like mitigate away from that because it was very toxic and it was hurtful for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like just to stay away from it and just not give them any fucking attention. I understand why you do that now.
Well, yeah, because he feeds off of it. You see how he acts when you give him.
They
any
all
kind
feed off of
attention.
it. All
He
of
acts-
them.
he wants
It's all
his
driven by hate.
All driven by hate. Exactly.
And, they'll ally with anybody, the worst person on earth, just as long as they hate the same person they hate. That's the only.
Yeah, it's hate goggles. That's like
the only
Sinner.
prerequisite to being a friend with somebody or allying with these people. Just hate who I
To
hate.
think of like Nanya and Sinner, that is like a match made not in heaven. Like they're opposites, and the fact that those two like paired up. I mean, or not paired up, even aligned at all.
Oh, you know what though? Listen, he cannot seem to understand why they are going against him. Well,
duh.
did you think they weren't
Dark.
going? I mean, really? Did you think they were gonna fucking
Your
eat
usefulness
you?
has outlived
Obviously,
itself.
No, fuck no, they're
It's-
not gonna
it's
ever.
dark
eat
energy. He's dark
His
energy.
usefulness has outlived itself.
What?
His usefulness has outlived
He's
itself.
a useful. No,
He's
like-
no longer useful to
Yeah,
him.
exactly. No longer their useful idiot.
That's right.
Yeah,
He's
but
not-
there's
he's not-
different useful idiots. Like they used each other as useful idiots. You see, like they used him, but he used them as well. Like it was like a mutual fucking parasitic, disgusting relationship. based on lies and manipulation. It's so gross what they did. They should like really
You
look
know
in
what?
the mirror and
Look,
do some soul
that's how
searching.
hate bonding goes, and it blows up in your face every
Ugh.
fucking time. And
Every
it sure
fucking
did.
time.
And then she embarrassed the fuck out of him. Listen, they both embarrassed the fuck out of themselves, especially fucking Jones and fucking Nunya did when Yep
And
was
Deeds
fucking over there
too.
screaming the fuck.
Yep.
When Yep was over there, and then it took nonsense calling her the fuck out and calling the shit to fucking light for it to be, addressed publicly. It should have been addressed publicly. She should have been publicly outed. They tried to keep that shit a secret. Hell no. And I'm sure Yep's probably back in this community begging and fucking all kind of shit already again.
Oh, and to think that she wasn't the first one that did that?
Right.
Come on now.
Well, it was interesting when Nonsense came up the other day, and she was saying that like they had their own kind of parallel things going on with them over there, and she realizes where we intersect, which I thought was really interesting. You know what I mean? Because I didn't realize that so much at the time. But it makes sense because these other people, I get it now. And I do remember when, like, it was right before, it was like after the war started in Israel, I remember, and Nunya, it was interesting because she started to attach herself more to your channel, Queen Bee. And then I noticed, I was like, wait, she's not really over at Nonsenses anymore. But they were very like quiet about it, which I appreciate that actually. I think that's a good way to do it. But you could tell there was always something there. They had some kind of, because fucking Nunya has no boundaries. Pretty much. I mean, I think she has some, but not others. Let's just say, and she pushes people's boundaries. Fucking weirdos.
Yeah, because I thought Nunya.
Well, no, that she knew this shit. She knew fucking calling Indy and asking Indy to come and be in her little fucking stank ass song was gonna cause issues. She knew that.
Yeah, and Indy will do that because she likes to cause fucking like drama. She's always like that. Me and Indy always fight with each other. That's who she is. She likes to be the contrarian. Remember, like Willow would call me a contrarian. I'm actually not a contrarian. I'm a truth teller. I'm not a contrarian. Indy is a fucking contrarian. She wants to get a rise out of people, and so she just like will fucking disagree with you. I don't think she even knows what she does. It's subconscious, most of it. But that's just me. That's how I look at it. I look at people differently. But it's frustrating when people like don't see that, you know what I mean? But I don't know. This place gets very frustrating with the behaviors of people that people do because people don't realize that they're projecting a lot of their shit onto you all the fucking time, every other minute, pretty much.
Right, a lot of it, yeah.
It's major projection and it's like subconscious projection, a lot of it. But people need to like be aware of that, be aware that they're projecting, start looking at their projections, and then they'll figure their shit out. It's a lot of projections.
It's right there in front of the building, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is going to be a really interesting trial. I'm so glad that the community and like it's going to be interesting how LawTube is going to cover it and you guys are going to cover it. And it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be crazy, I think, but it'll be really.
I think a lot of people are going to be covering it.
Yeah.
It's going to be long too. It's not going to be a short trial. I don't think.
No, like 3 months, dude. It's going to be fucking forever. Oh my God.
It is. That is the clinic. That's the clinic that she drove to. She drove straight to it herself on her own fucking live. That's exactly what I was just showing. We're kind of going in two separate directions. We're Idaho 4 talking, and then we're talking about BEEJ at the same time. But yeah, that's exactly what that was. That was her driving straight to the clinic herself. Had nothing to do with Chris Watts. Had nothing to do with anything else. It was right here, her driving straight to the clinic. Here she is pulling in the motherfucker right here on her own. Nope. Look, right there. Bam. And I don't see anything else.
Egging on me every time I've ever had to ask for help.
Now, when she says that she pulls in here, there's several other places and several other buildings and they do all kinds of stuff. I don't see that. But here, let's.
I mean, they drag me for filth.
Because when she pulls in here, it does not look like it's a big ass place. Right there, it looks like it's just a small little building that's probably got 2 or 3 offices in there.
Oh.
Bam. Straight to the front door of the motherfucking methadone clinic. Now, She said St. John, right? Is that what she said? St. John?
I didn't hear that, but I wasn't listening.
It's 45 minutes from her. So do you know where that's at?
I know where it's at in Pinehurst. It's right off the circle, and you keep going. I mean, I can't tell you the exact streets.
No,
I know
okay.
exactly where she's going.
Let me go back in the stream then, because she says
she comes off the circle, and on the back side of
she had
the
to drive
Pinehurst
straight to Straight Pines or
Club.
something.
And that whole
So
area.
where is it again?
Offices on both sides, just like duplicates of that right there on all up and down through.
Yeah, no, I mean like the name of the town. The name of the town.
Pinehurst. She's in Pinehurst.
So Pinehurst, North Carolina.
I'll go back, but I'm 99.99% sure she's in Pinehurst because she comes off the circle in Pinehurst right behind the country club. And if you've ever been to Pinehurst, they have roundabouts where you kind of get into the traffic and you go around, and then if you got to turn right, you get in the right lane and you kind of veer into to the right. And then if you want to go straight, you keep going around the circle till you get all the way around it and you go straight. You know what I'm saying? The roundabouts. They've had them
Yeah. No, that's not it then. Because she says the name of it. Hold on, I'll go find it. Hold on 1 second.
I made it. I can talk for a little bit. Can't believe she took that fun. I should. There's a little bit of a visual. Well, I can't. Hold on, guys. This morning. But it's always a pleasure. Hey, Kristen. Tagging on me every time I've ever had to ask for help. I mean, they drag me for filth.
Yeah, there are a ton of old people that are retired and live in Pinehurst. It's a big retirement community. I'm on mute. I'm gonna run to the kitchen. I got a cat screaming. I'll be right back.
Okay.
You get a cat or a kid to catch screaming? What did you say? What did you say? Okay, good. I was like, it sounded like a kid or something. I'm sorry. I had a funny moment with myself. I'm sorry about that.
Let me see this here real fast.
Looky here's.
What was she initially doing on this drive? What was she supposedly doing? Just a drive?
She claimed she was going to some office to get shots in her legs or some shit. Something like that. I'm really not too sure, to be honest. Something about shots in her legs. Here, let me go to this Discord message because it's got the name of this in here. Anyhow, when you look up the name of it, you look up the fucking name of this. The person, they sent me some screenshots. When you look it up, it goes straight to the fucking clinic. That's right outside the door. Same shutters, everything.
I guess it's called Carolina Center for Pain. Someone says Craig's ex Cantalina. Interesting. Shady Pines. Let me see. But I think as Queen pulls up, we'll say.
I was pulling it up. What was that? I'm sorry. What did they say? Catalina, what?
Craig's
Carolina Center for Pain. Okay, thank you. That makes it a hell of a lot easier for me to go pull it real quick.
Interesting.
Yeah, I had it. I had message. I mean, fuck, I've got emails and messages and screenshots and pictures and all kinds of shit sent to me. I just had to go fucking pull it up. But since they sent it, it's a hell of a lot easier for me to show you guys, you know what I'm saying, to pull it up this way than it is for me to go back in and find them. Don't get me wrong. I'll pull a fucking receipt if I need to. I don't care how long it takes.
Yep. So what do you think of Betty with only 50 something and she was trying to protest? Is that what you said?
I think she's a fucking idiot, but yeah, she's trying to get out there and protest because for what reason I don't know, but hold on one second. I'm trying to pull this up to where it's the street view.
I say it's good, you know, if she only has 50 something people, it means more people are realizing what a moron she is and
yep,
not supporting it,
Yep.
which is good. I mean, that's what it comes down to, man.
That's exactly right.
People need to realize, you know, it's, I mean, yeah, a lot of times it's like being a kid, you know, your parents can tell you 100 million times, but until you find out yourself, you know, a lot of times you just don't listen. And a lot of these subscribers and followers, they have to find out for themselves, and they have to get, you know, spit in the face, you know, kicked or whatever by these creators, and you know, and then they finally realize it, and it catches up to them eventually. Well, yeah, no, I think it's a good thing she only had 50 people in there. A lot less people dealing with her, and I always feel like that too. Like, the best thing to do is just totally ice them out. Like, don't even watch them. Don't even hate watch. So, do none of that. Don't even try to review the.
That's
That's
the biggest thing is hate watching. People still hate watch. You know what I mean? That's the.
Yeah, if everyone that just is not really dealing with them would just stop dealing with them and not even like watching this to see the train wreck or to see the bullshit going on, then they would just fade away. There'd be no one left watching.
Well, yeah, and that's pretty much what's going on with her right now. You know,
Yeah,
there's nobody.
Most of her watchers are hate watchers. I think a larger percentage.
Yeah, for sure.
It's more than half, I think.
Oh, she's tragic. She's trying to get in with the Daniela case again.
Yeah, that's so the kid was a sheriff's son or whatever. So he actually hit that girl, and then they took off and left, and then they came back to the scene of the accident or whatever.
So, yeah, I remember that. Basically, the parents were trying to claim that he was like he picked her up and dragged her across the field or something, like on the other side of the road, and try to make up some crazy stuff. Meanwhile, like, you know, you could tell that it was very dark, and she kind of, you know what I mean. So, like, and then the family was trying to claim that he drove into the off the road and hit her, and then slammed her across the street. And then they got out of the car that she was trying to claim. It was the parents seemed not having an idea of what happened. But yeah. But it looks like Betty's feeding onto that. I remember that case. Yeah, apparently he's charged. I don't think he's getting 5 years though.
Yeah, he's already charged, and he's getting. Matter of fact, go look it up real quick. Let's see.
Well, there's not a lot of information available. The last post was from September 18th, 2024, and he was, last I checked, he had like a $50,000 bond. And I don't know if there's like a plea deal now or what happened actually.
Well, that's why I said I'm gonna have to go look it up because I don't know either, but we're gonna look it up real quick.
Like, I think there's like no articles on this case, like since 2024.
Like, she's got, her views are like 3,000. She did a Summer Wells, she's got 15K views, but that's really it. Like, she doesn't have shit for views.
I think the only reason why she got like a lot more views on that one of the one
Like,
of them
okay,
was,
so look, live Danola, Mendola, whatever, Graham, North Carolina Justice, not a plea deal. It says 6.4K views streamed 1 day ago. Streamed 2 days. So it says 20 hours ago, 721 views.
She's in Graham, North Carolina?
In 20 hours. And yeah.
That's in Burlington. That's not like about an hour from here, I think.
And then she did one on, I'm guessing, White Boy and old girl with their order of protection, because she says, "Did I hear someone got an OP?" Sure wasn't you. Well, you got 4 against you, so you would hear something about an OP, wouldn't you?
She ought to be the expert.
Look at that creepy ass photo of her like sliding to the side like that in this corner. Jesus Christ. You'd think the OP would be on her. Oh, there are.
See, that's the thing, though. A lot of people don't know how to do that. She could have had Quentin Simon's family could have had OPs on her ass. They all could have, you know. They didn't know what they was doing either. They had no idea what was going on, you know. But yeah, her views fucking suck. Like her shit sucks right now. 1.9K, 2.1K, 3.3, 4.3. Here's we're off to Danella, whatever, and I can't say her last name because I don't know Mendiola. Then she's done 4 streams, which one of them got some views, but not very many.
When did she go back to court?
For which one?
I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. Now that I think, I just know she's got some court dates.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's got many court dates. Really, she's got her stuff from Sumner County. She got her stuff with us.
That still makes no sense to me. That whole
Her
thing.
stuff with PA, with the anti-slap, her appeal shit or whatever she's got going on with all that. She's pissed the fuck off because we got her access to her Google and her bank records. Well, like I said, this was your
okay.
You know what you wanted, not what anybody else wanted. Miss Betster.
That can happen with Brittany too in Discovery when they go to the next level of this thing. Her lawyer asked for that, and Granny will have all her metrics or backstage, whatever you call it.
Yep. So yeah, here's her.
Some rest. It was really hot out here earlier today.
Here's her coverage so far.
Yeah.
Got the orientation right on the camera. So as you see behind me, we've got Chronicles of Olivia.
Well, at least the rumor of her being pregnant's not true. You can tell because her stomach's not bulged out. You know what I mean? So we know that rumor is not true.
But this is the family and friends of Daniela Mendiola as they are coming together to advocate for their loved one. So we all know the details of this particular case. The details of this case are simple. This girl was out in the middle of the country. She was on the side of the road waiting for a ride, and she was plowed into by a man that is known for driving recklessly. And you guys got to give me a few moments. I've got to get
That's not true.
Some charging cords because I just realized you guys are going to be out of service and out of commission here in just a few moments. So give me just a moment. Let me get some charging cords, and we'll be back with you as we're here in solidarity with the family and friends of.
Yeah, there was like 6 or 7 people standing outside. They're trying to.
Yeah, she's 43 miles from where I live.
Yeah, she's
not far
out there being Betty.
Hey guys, for all those that are coming in to chat, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Bullhorn Betty. We're out here. This is the case of Daniela Mendiola, young teenager, minding her own business, hit and run. She lost her life, but it's not just cut and dry like that. This kid was known for speeding. This town is known for, not enforcing laws for some people and enforcing laws for other people. They have, some stains in their history that we've discussed. And so we just want to make sure that these people can advocate and seek justice for their loved ones. And I want to make sure that, they're provided that opportunity, because the last time we were out here.
Oh, okay. So I got some background on the case a little bit.
Property. I didn't take too kindly to that. We were very much respectful to them.
Apparently, he took a plea. He pled guilty, and he's going on sentence, and he could face 59 months in jail. He pled guilty to the charge. He made a plea deal. So, and what happened is basically in the case, he hit that young lady and then came back 20 minutes later after he hit her. And he could be sentenced up to, I think, 57 months or something like that. Trying to see where.
I remember this now that I think about it. She was here earlier this year when it happened. First happened, I think.
So, honestly, probably they're going to throw the book at him. And I think that's a lot of time to be in jail for a hit or run. It doesn't replace someone being deceased.
What are they charged with? What, vehicular homicide or just hit and run or what?
I'm not exactly sure what plea he took, but he took a plea. I think problem is that because he left the scene of the accident, they really got him,
Yeah.
Even though it was only 20 minutes, it still was 20 minutes. He probably should have just pulled over, and he would have probably done almost no time, actually.
Yeah, could have claimed that unless he was intoxicated, he could have claimed that, it's just an accident.
Yeah, I don't think he was intoxicated, but yeah. So, yeah, a felony hit and run. Yeah, so he's getting a lot of time. So I'm not quite sure why they're protesting. I guess they wanted him to be on trial.
She was talking about law enforcement, and that's in Alamance County in North Carolina. And Alamance County in Burlington has the largest number of big, I don't know any way to put this, but just big dope dealers. And I'm not talking about small time. I'm talking about major traffickers. They bust people out all the time, 100, 200, 300, 400 keys. I mean, there's just bunches of that down there.
I'm a local. Okay, so someone says, I'm a local and I do not support BHB, but I agree that there is a lot of alleged corruption with local authorities there.
Yeah, there's a lot of big players that have been in Burlington and Alamance County forever.
But do you think 59 months is like a light sentence for that, or do you think it's what do you think?
I don't know. I'd have to look into it because you're talking about there's a death, correct?
Yeah, what happened is that my understanding was he's driving down, he's speeding. I believe the young lady, this is where it differs from the allegations.
Yeah.
The family alleges that he drove off the road, hit her, and then at one point, I think the father was talking about how he believed the guy got out of the car and dragged her body across the side of the road, and this was his
road completely or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like the guy got out of the car and dragged her across the road away from the road or something. He was making up these because he didn't understand how she was ended up on the other side, and they were there. And I don't believe that was anything that supported that. But the other guy is basically what happened is he drove really fast. I believe she was on the road a little, like crossing the road, and she gets hit. And there was like no lights. He went really fast, and I believe he came back like 20 minutes later. Which, it's very dark. I don't know if he probably should have stopped and checked. And I think she was alive for 43 minutes. And there's a belief that if he would have
stayed and called 911, she could have been saved, maybe.
Yeah. And that is why the family's very, partially the family's fucking pissed because this guy, could have drove back and, if he stopped there and he called the ambulance right away, they believe that she would have been alive.
Could have had a different outcome.
You know, like in this scenario, I understand why the family is very angry about the situation. I just, you know what I mean? Like 59 months for manslaughter, like whatever the federal
5 years, what, 60 months? So
yeah, it's close to it. Yeah, and I don't think the judge is going to be light on him. I think he's going to give him max. To be honest with you, 5 years probably.
Yeah, hold on one second here. I'm going to talk.
But there's some people that could be like, you can make an argument that he thought he hit an animal, or he thought it, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's a messy situation. That's where Betty likes to jump into very messy situations. Olivia is the one that really started covering this case because I believe the family only speaks Spanish or something like that. So I think, because I remember she was translating for them or had someone translate for her. So.
Yeah. There are a lot of Hispanics in Alamance County, and it's really grown area. And, you know, they're good people. Most of them are hardworking, and they stay busy.
Yeah, and you have to realize it's like, you know, I think like definitely the guy deserves going to do time for what he did.
Yeah.
But like, what do you expect with a trial? Like trials to me, like how many years do you think they'll be able to get him?
I'd have to look at. I have to call my cousin, to be honest with you, because I don't know what when you go to trial on something like that, you don't take the plea, then basically they're going to max you out whatever they can. So I'm not sure what the max would be versus what they're offering him. So I don't know. I would almost think there would be an upcharge with him leaving the scene and her being alive, but I don't guess.
My guess
really
is if he just hit her and he wasn't drunk at the time and he just hit her while she was across the street, they probably wouldn't charge him.
Exactly. Leaving the scene and her being alive and them knowing that the judge is absolutely going to.
Well, I don't know if he knew that. I think his argument probably would be like, "Oh, I didn't know I hit a person" or something like that.
And, that could be the case. I don't know.
And there's people that believe that he's got some sort of some connections, like as always with this type of situation.
Yeah.
And I guess the family wanted a trial, which, in the end of the day,
it seems risky to me, though.
It's risky, and but I often think, if the family wants a trial, sometimes you just got to do what the family says. I mean, if the family, but you have to just tell the family, like, listen, if we do a trial, he could get off. He can walk straight away.
He might do 5 weeks,
Yeah, he might get right off, and you might not get anything. But I understand why a family might want a trial.
They're the victims, and
yeah, I mean,
they might want their day in court to be heard. I mean, some people want that.
Yeah, so I can understand that. He charged with an F-class felony. Okay. But I don't think he dragged her and, get out of the car. I don't think there would be enough time to do that type of deal. I think most likely he hit her. I don't know, and came back 20 minutes later, and
maybe panicked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe he knew he hit a person and panicked, and because I believe he drove to his parents' house or something like that, and they had him drive back. I believe that's the story, if I'm not forgetting.
If you were to hit somebody like that, it's not out of the question that you would almost go into some kind of shock or. Knowing, hey, I probably just killed someone. It would be easy to get out of your head and do something really stupid.
Yeah, and I think, so, I mean, personally, I'm like, kind of like, even though I don't like Betty, I would be like, yeah, I can understand why the family would want a trial. So that they're, because in the end of the day, sometimes the family just
they want to be heard.
Yeah.
They want their day in court. They want to stand up and look the person that.
But like sometimes the DA is more focused on winning or, what they can get. And maybe he thought that the max this guy was going to get was 5 years. So why do a trial? But sometimes the family just wants a cathartic release, like some sort of trial to at least be heard. You know what I mean? Like it's a very tough thing for you.
So he didn't test positive for anything when he, I'm guessing, at all.
I'm not sure. I have to look that up.
See, I remember this case, but I just didn't follow it. Mainly because Betty was following it, to be honest.
That's what I believe was the belief, that she did run out to the road thinking it was like her boyfriend. But the family doesn't believe it because, unfortunately, there's a lot of people don't quite understand how accidents can throw a person.
So
and every accident is different.
Somebody's talking about hitting a deer. The last time I hit a deer, I had a big Mercedes SUV, and listen, the deer hit me. I did not hit the deer. That's how hard the impact was. And there are a lot of deer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I think they're protesting delicate titanium, because they don't want to.
Believe me.
They don't want a plea deal. Apparently, they wanted a trial, and this guy's getting a plea deal, which is like, you know, him pleading guilty. He's pleading guilty.
Yeah.
Which 5 years. I don't know if there's what I think that's a lot of years.
North Carolina, you're gonna pull pretty much all of it. 90%, if not 95. You're not gonna get a lot of time off.
Mm-hmm.
It's changed in North Carolina since about the 90s. You basically pull your time.
Yeah, I mean, like a situation like this, you don't need a Betty or an Olivia. You need a person that actually talk to you and try to explain it and calm the family down.
Yeah,
and you know,
get them to think not with the emotions of the situation, but with more just.
Yeah, I mean, because like I gotta check out how many years this guy would have gotten in a trial, because I think 5 years is probably around the ballpark you're probably going to get, unless you prove that the guy.
Well, they even do an investigation, like the police, to figure out, was it an accident? Was she on the road? Was she on the side of the road? I mean, a lot of that would alleviate a lot of these problems with the
Well,
family.
I think unfortunately police officers sometimes fuck up in the initial investigation. Look at the Karen Reed case. The beginning of the investigation was definitely not the greatest beginning of the investigation. And the same thing, I would not be shocked if these people didn't do some sort of accident reconstruction or some sort of situation where they can just see, you know, how this accident occurred and maybe try to do some sort of recreation of it or something, or figure out, you know, could it be possible? Because, you know, and I think a lot of times families like this would, you know, become very distrusting when they are.
Well, I feel like if they had an investigation, like someone said they did, and what were the findings? I mean, was it more of like the guy did veer off the road a little bit, or was she in the road? I mean, that would.
Yeah, well, that's why you do accident. That's why you do.
I just pulled up North Carolina, and when it goes to a Class F felony, and then you have a death, it says up to 41 months in prison and fine. So they have to be charging him with something.
Yeah, so he's got 50. They're about to charge. He could get 59 months.
So they've added. There's an additional charge of some kind on there.
Yeah.
He might have not had a license, maybe suspended or something, which they can add this and that. I don't know, but
yeah. And the problem is, Captain Atkins says beats in the lack.
Like right now, she's live. Betty's live right now and only has 91 people in her live stream watching.
Fuck, that's crazy. Captain Atkins says the lack of professionalism regarding the crime scene cleanup alone was fucking horrible. Yeah, I think that's the problem, and that allows a lot of people to be untrusting of the police when they don't do an initial investigation correctly, and it leads it contaminates the rest of the investigation.
All ability to gain the information, the evidence that you need after a certain point.
Yeah.
I don't see any uptime on this. They're, you know, just for the hit and run felony and the worst case of death, it's like 41 months. So that whatever else they're charging with, I don't know that he'd get a lot more time, to be honest.
Queen, I'm gonna have to kick you. You broke your own rule. You announced it on live. I'm gonna have to kick you. You kicked Queen.
Well, I had to take them hate views. Remember, she said hate watchers, hate watchers, hate watchers, hate watchers. Da, 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 da. Well, I bet she's really missing those fucking hate watching views right now, ain't she?
Yeah, she's trying to suck up to Olivia's case, and it's like, number one, I don't think they would agree with your views on a lot of things, Betty. I don't think those people would agree.
She went from
she'd start running that mouth and they'd bust.
She went from 91 to 70. Look, look at this. This is terrible.
Holy crap!
This is terrible. Yeah, look, 64 people watching now. Started 13 minutes ago.
But where does these, like, does she get a lot of rewatchers or something that just watch videos? Like, how does a live stream that gets 64 people suddenly get 2,000-3,000 people watching? Does she just have a very weak live?
There's not where I've never seen 2,000 to 3,000 people watching her ever.
No, I mean like rewatching. You know, like watch it, not watch it live, but
like
watch it
views
later.
that from before. Yeah, it's like 2,000 views because people
Yeah.
click on it and watch it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Should they watch it throughout the day? I'm guessing, but
yeah. So her
she
live
puts them in her
stream.
groups and shit too. So people probably click on them, and you know what I mean, just to help her with views. I guess I don't really know.
Yeah.
I'm sure Justin, for all he's a mod in there. I mean, you know, and it's pouring down rain. She's just sitting out there in the rain right now. She had to have known it was gonna rain.
No. Oh my god.
You
I
know,
just don't.
I mean,
I just think like Betty's like the worst person for the situation to be, because it's like it's a very messy situation. You know, these I don't think these people realize that this is not someone you want in your corner.
oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than likely not going to help your cause at all.
Yeah. If anything, it actually hurts it. I mean, like, really what you need someone to do is just kind of, you know, either talk to the DA or what, but it looks like the guy pled guilty. And
Yeah, they're not happy. The families, I'm just reading an article now. The news, local news did, and they're not happy with it. But in the sentencing, which is coming up on June 30th, they can get up to 59 months.
Yeah, 5 years almost. Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. Who knows?
And chances are he's not going to get close.
I don't think he'll get that much because
I don't know. I mean, he got like a $50,000 bond like immediately. I think the judge might not like him and might throw just.
He may, but
you got to realize
the agreement is you're not going to get both.
If he doesn't get 5 years, I'd be kind of shocked, to be honest with you. He should definitely get a minimum of 5 years for leaving a crime, like an accident scene like that, and then having to be driven back. Yeah, I mean that's mitigating circumstances, but you know what I mean.
Well, if that's the only thing they're really charging them with is leaving the scene of accident, and she has passed away at this point, but like, he came back. I mean, there's some. You know, and he's pleaded, you know, hey, I'm guilty. I'm willing to accept my. I just don't feel like he'll get a nice chunk.
And he could have legitimately not realized he'd hit an individual. I don't know. I don't know that much, but who knows?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like in the end of the day, the family thinks otherwise. The family thinks he not only hit her but got out of the car.
Yeah, they're saying
and dragged her across the side of the road so that no one could see her. And then came back and pretended to come back. You know, that's what they're saying. So the family thinks he murdered her. That's what they think. So when they hear he gets only 5 years, they're thinking, oh, this murderer is getting 5 years. That's why. And unfortunately, you got Betty and you got Olivia speaking into their ears, telling them it's a murder. And it's like, but unfortunately, there's no early investigation. The police do a terrible cleanup job. They fuck up they don't do any sort of accident reconstruction. They spend a little money.
They didn't arrest him till 15 days later or something?
Yeah, pretty much. They didn't do any accident reconstruction. And that leads people to believe corruption. And that's what happens. And that contaminates a trial because guess what? That happened with the Karen Reed case early on. People didn't like the early investigation.
So many facts are lost that way too, you know, like actual facts that they could have found out and never know.
I mean, like, first off, like, you know, like something like that, you probably should have an accident reconstruction person come along. You should get the scene photograph and you should see if this is actually, you know, an accident where she crossed the road and he didn't see her, or did he veer off the road and slam into the straw?
Blind spot, or, you know, what time of day it was, because there was an accident like that where I live, and it was determined this lady was jogging. It was at the time of day the sun actually set and just shot straight down this road, and the guy that hit her, you can't see anything. And I know
agree.
the road, and that's what they found out when they went back and looked at the time of day exactly when it happened. And he didn't realize he'd hit anybody, and it was absolutely, I believed it 100%.
I agree. The family does need an attorney, doesn't need idiot YouTubers. They need an attorney. They probably need a civil attorney or some sort of attorney, because suing them is obvious. Like, I would sue the out of that guy after this, no doubt about it. Yeah. But and I would not settle. I would go to trial. I would absolutely go to trial for the civil case because I would want his ass to be deposed.
Yeah.
And I would want that information, and then he would lose everything. And I'd probably
unless he'd have a judgment, probably that he would follow him for quite a while before he could ever meet it.
Well, you just take his shit. You take all his shit, and you take his income when he gets out of jail. It's
That's
just
right. That's what I'm saying. He'd have a judgment that he would be paying on from now to who knows when.
And then you would, yeah, and then like you would, just basically, because to me it looks like I think the police did not do the investigation they should have done in the beginning, and now people think there's corruption, and unfortunately that's how this thing happens, because people sit there and be like, why do they not do a drug test on this guy immediately? Why did they not? Why did they not bring in some? Why did they not clean up the scene properly? Why did they not have an accident reconstruction person come around for this case? That type of thing hurts an early investigation. But that's just my opinion on that. And I think that's, and I think the guy is, and I think taking, the family thinks he murdered her, so they're not going to be too happy with 5 years. But yeah, they need an attorney. Absolutely. 100% an attorney. I agree with Burn Toast on that one. Especially for civil, especially someone to talk to the police. Bullhorn Betty does not have the connections to mainstream media. Olivia does not have the connections to mainstream media, but a local attorney might have a connections to mainstream media where they can go on Court TV or go on News Nation or something like that and actually be, someone talking.
Sorry about that. I had to check on something with the cat.
The damn cat.
He wants to get on this keyboard, and I have to turn the keyboard off, or he'll literally hit it, knock me off the live, or lay on it, and it'll have 1,000 X's or whatever he lays on.
So is Betty just sitting in the rain in a car, just like the rain drops a drop?
Yeah, it's the hottest dog in North Carolina the last week or so.
Yeah.
Shoot, it's miserable. I can't imagine why she even go there, because this thing has gotten a lot of even local publicity is like little to nothing.
Because she's hoping to be like confrontational, and she's hoping and jump on Olivia's
scream and shout at some DA or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe get on the local news there and drum up some more business for Grifton.
Yeah, it's worse than that, B. Tim, because any one case Betty touches makes it harder for the family to be taken serious. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, honestly, like, you need, for a case like this, I would say an attorney is a prerequisite to have.
You need somebody pushing your agenda.
You need someone that's, that will go into there, will be able to be a representative on the media side, who will help you sue this motherfucker to the kingdom come.
Hold the DA's feet to the fire.
I would also think about, I would think see if there's a case against the county itself, to be honest with you. I'd probably look into that personally, but that's just my opinion. Because I would say to myself, why was there no lights there? Why was that area not illuminated? Could this be an issue with, other people being hit? You know what I mean? I would probably do that.
Spot in the road, or is there something that bothers your vision? Shrubs coming out near the right away on the side of the road.
But you don't need an idiot like Betty to come along, because Betty's the worst thing. And Olivia, unfortunately, Olivia's not smart. I'm sorry.
So Olivia's there too?
Yeah, Olivia's there. Olivia was the one that initially picked up this case and talked about it. And Betty jumped onto it. And then afterwards just left it alone and went back to Sebastian Rogers. And now, since she can't really get the views with Sebastian Rogers, she's hoping to jump on this one.
Yeah, to get a little momentum. I do remember it, because what I remember is when Betty came, I thought, why in the hell is she coming to North Carolina for this? This is because it was not like it was that big a deal in the media around here. Because the local news, like the News 8 every night, it's the same station that does their news in Alamance County that does our news too. And it just wasn't that big a deal. I mean, it was on the news, but it wasn't like it was the big, right out in front and in your face kind of coverage.
Cheesy's backstage queen if you're around.
But
Cheesy, what's up? Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
It was your birthday yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, yesterday. The day before was my 32nd anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 105. That's fantastic.
104. I remember this case a little bit. Wasn't it that the family was there like before the cops, or like right as the cops were getting there or something? and they caused a big scene, and that was why something screwed up the investigation or something, because the family was there.
I'm not sure.
And then the reason why he had such a high bond was because they
demanded it.
Huh?
The family, they were like, they really wanted a high bond.
No, it was because originally the attorney, the whatchamacallit, the prosecutor, I can't think of the name of it right now. I just was laying down because my eyes hurt. But he had him said that he was somebody else, and here it was somebody with the same name, but it wasn't the guy.
Oh,
and
yeah, that's
that
why.
he had all that.
Oh yeah,
all
you
that
remember
problems in his background.
Yeah, and that's why Betty keeps on saying that he has the history, because she's got the wrong suspect. She got the wrong person. Yeah. And what happened was that you're right. I forgot about that. So the DA screwed up, and the DA confused the wrong name. Right. So they'll and then the defendant, this guy, had to say that's not me. They got
also
the wrong
returned
person
to the scene of the accident in a different vehicle, which I think
it's his parents' vehicle.
Yeah, it was his parents.
That's kind of odd. I mean, that's almost like you're trying to hide something. It's concealed.
Yeah.
Well, he thought he had hit a deer or something, and he had just gotten off of work or something. It was nighttime. She thought it was her boyfriend or her friend or whatever coming to pick her up, and she walked out into the street, and he didn't see her or something. But anyways, we saw the video of it. Remember, he clipped her.
Yeah, we did. I think Coffendorfer had it, or someone had the video, and it was kind of
clipped her, and he didn't realize it was. He says he didn't realize it was a human. He thought it was a deer, and he went home and told his parents that he hit something, and then they drove, because he was all wigged out, I'm sure. And then they drove him back to the scene, and that's when he turned himself in.
Yeah, I know that. But question for you: do you think 5 years is a good amount, or do you think that's too much, or do you think that's too little?
I don't know. I don't think he needs 5 years. Because I didn't really look into it that far, but what we did look into that day, we found out that he wasn't really. He's not like a partier and stuff. I don't think he was drunk or on drugs or anything. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think 5 years might be a little harsh. Because he did come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel the same way. I feel that has even if you don't believe, or you thought you think he actually hit a person, and he still came back though. I mean, it's big in my opinion. I don't think he's going to get the full 5.
I'm trying to figure out what time of day it happened.
It was night. It was night.
It was already dark. Well, it happened in August, so it had to be if it was night, it had to be 9:30, 9:30, because it stays light till 8:30 or so at night.
Yeah, it was night.
Yeah, no, I remember that now too. The video and everything. And he did go home, and they came back in a different car, and there was a confrontation or something there with
the family was there, and they were causing problems for the cops and everything else, and that's what probably caused the problem with the investigation, is because I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, I thought there was some kind of commotion or something with the family or whatever, and they were he was picking her up or something like that. The dad was, and holding her or something like that. It was all a big rigmarole, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, personally, my thought process would be okay, he went back home, he left the scene, and his parents had to basically bring him back. I don't know. I mean, the thing is you don't want to give him too little time, because then the family's going to feel fucking pissed off. And
definitely, he deserves something. Definitely.
And to me, 5 years might seem like a lot to you, but I think 5 years for that would probably be something. I think that's close to what should be done. Probably 4 or 5 years.
To me, I think it would depend on if she would have lived, if he would have pulled over. I mean,
well, that's what the family said.
That's what the family is claiming.
The coroner should be able to figure that out, I would think.
Well, but they said that she was alive for 40 minutes, and if you would have, at 40-something minutes, and that if he would have came back, he would have immediately called. She would have still been alive.
She would at least have a chance at the very least, you know.
Is that what Betty said, or is that what the actual?
That's what they're saying. That's what
That's
the articles
are saying. Articles. I don't take anything Betty says seriously. She still thinks that she thinks it's the other guy still. He has a history of fast driving. No, that was the person.
Of course she does.
After a year later, she doesn't know that. But
they charged the wrong guy.
Well, yeah, that's probably why she's back there thinking, "Oh man, we got this. This guy's a piece of shit. He done all this other stuff."
She wrong docked someone again.
Like, dude, where were you a year and a half ago?
Like, you got the wrong person, lady. That's the wrong criminal background. You might want to actually get the right
guy
one.
was 38 years old, though. That's kind of odd. He came back with this. Well, I don't know.
I mean, I think, like, at the end of the day, it's like you got a situation where a bunch of grifters actually come onto this, legitimate tragedy. No matter how much you look at it, it's a tragedy for everyone. It's a tragedy for the family of the victim. It's a tragedy even for the parents. The parents that have to deal with this because they're, and then, and the fact is Betty is not giving proper advice. Olivia is not giving proper advice. They're not doing anything to actually help at all. And they just basically say, stand outside in front of that place with these signs with these 8 people, and that will definitely get the attention of the media and the attention of court TV. And it's like,
the local people are probably driving by and saying, what the hell are those people over there doing? They got a bake sale or something going on?
Yeah, like, no. For that type of stuff, you try to get on, like, mainstream media, like actual court TV, something like that. Then you start, you have a lawyer do this, and you have, you basically start doing that. You know what I mean?
And I'm only seeing local news like WXI, local news stations.
Wait, is that a rumor? Like someone who the heck, the best of the best is saying that Olivia's engaged to Steve?
Yes, she is.
Oh, really? Engaged to who?
Yeah, she's engaged to one of the brother. Yeah, of the brother of one of the murder victims of that Gonzalez's.
Go slow. She is engaged to the brother of
one of the murder people in the Idaho Gonzalez.
Hey, we did backstage with Kara, Xana's mom, and I talked to Xana's mom about Kara probably about 2-3 months ago, maybe, and she's doing good. She's completely sober, and she's involved with the church, and she's got her new spiritual base, and her posts on Facebook are just every week doing something different, going to retreats and what have you. But she's doing good, which is good to know.
Good.
Yeah. Everybody gave her hell when she tested positive on probation, went back to jail, and I was saying, why was she doing drugs? I was saying, how could she not do drugs after that happened to her daughter? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
and back. I don't mean to interrupt, but back to the other case. If I remember correctly, I think Chasing was in the area, and she had all the local news clips about it or whatever.
Yeah.
And anyways, but I remember it was really sad. My heart broke for the family. I mean, really bad.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. I don't think the guy should get off.
No, I just read the one thing they were saying. She was 17, that she wanted to be a doctor, and she had a lot of dreams, and it would be devastating.
Who's pregnant? Somebody said in the chat.
Olivia.
Is she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I just knew she was going on with the guy. I didn't know she was pregnant. Well, congratulations, I guess. Whatever.
You think they're gonna let her get into the seats, something like that? I don't know. Crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Holy crap, that's crazy. But hey,
what's going to be the situation with to get in court to watch the trial for the Idaho? Is it going to be by lottery pick or what?
I don't know. It's going to be a fucking mess. I heard JLR is going to with his girlfriend is going to rent an apartment there for a couple of months to just be able to cover that every day.
He stays on the road, it seems like to me.
Well, I think he's going to stay there because he's going to get a lot of views with that. I mean, his Diddy stuff got like hundreds of thousands of views.
Oh, yeah.
So I can imagine him just basically being
Oh
there,
yeah,
just
it'll
camping
pay
out.
for itself. I guarantee you that.
Oh, Olivia isn't pregnant. Okay, I heard someone state that, but I could be wrong. Whatever. X that. Then.
Yeah, no, I feel that's going to be a big case. Like
Oh,
a lot
3
of people
months in
are
trial.
going
Can you
to watch
imagine how
it.
much?
Imagine like you know who's gonna also be there? Probably Truth and Transparency. She's gonna go there with her tailgating. Brian Kohlberg is
There's going to be
innocent.
a lot of YouTubers there camped out.
The bottom line, this will probably get everybody off of the Sebastian thing once and for all, maybe.
Well, all the lawyers, the law tubers, you got to jump on it. You got the DUI lawyer probably going to be trying to sneak in like a little rat, like going into the courtroom. And all these little guys, they're all going to just try to sneak in there. You got the lawyer, is probably going to review every time and be like, you got all these guys. Everyone's going to be reviewing that situation. Personally, it's going to be a pretty interesting case. I mean, but you got people that think that guy's innocent. Like, oh, I think he's innocent. I think he was being framed by the cartel. It was the cartel all along. The truck, I'm about to say the Truckee Way.
The tunnel in the cartel. That was
the tunnels.
Stuff.
The tunnels and the parachutes.
You remember Rory's channel, Thou Shalt Not, whatever?
No.
He was one of the conspiracy channels. He had a bunch of far out. The tunnel was one of his theories, but hold on.
That's
anyway. He's closed his channel down. He built his channel up to, I don't know. I can't remember how many subs. 10,000, maybe 15. I don't know. It was a lot.
Okay. Well, that's not really a lot.
Well, I mean, for one case it was, and he was getting a lot of views. But I didn't care for his coverage. Don't get me wrong. It was all conspiracy. It was wacko, but he did good. But he closed it down. I seen this video that popped up on my algorithm here about a month ago or so.
But yeah, I don't know. That case is going to be kind of wild. I wonder, like, honestly, you got a lot of people that think he's going to be convicted, but there's some people that think he's innocent, that he's being framed.
Yeah, you got some people. There's a whole core group of people that absolutely think that they framed him, and there's no way he did it. There's no way they can convict him, and what they have, and blah blah blah. And I don't see how they could.
Part of me wished to do like an experiment where I just like make up a fake channel and have like a voice changer and just basically go with the conspiracy for every single case and see how it would grow. Like any case, just pick the opposite and just make a grand conspiracy how that killer is innocent.
People go to the conspiracy though, and those channels grow. I'm telling you.
I just, part of me wants to do like this experiment. Like no one will know. It'd just be like a secret and see how fucking big that channel would grow.
It would go.
Brian Kohlberg is actually innocent. Look, the defense is claiming there was 2 knife sets. Brian Kohlberg was framed.
Framed by the tunnel cartel.
That's how they escaped the killers. The tunnels.
Yeah,
how they
get
the murder weapons. It was parachuted in.
Yeah, they flushed how many kilos of drugs.
Yeah. The college kids were all in on it as well. And just like do some crazy shit like that and see how it would work. And I would have all the creepy music in the background. It's like dun dun dun, like some creepy music, and that would be it. Oh my god. Whatever, man.
Yeah, that Rory used to have. He used to do lives, and he would. What was the other guys that were on there? What's that? Judd, Sergeant something, Inspector Sergeant or something, and they were all conspiracy nuts, and there were about 3 or 4 channels, and it was just some of the stuff they came up with was ridiculous, and they were absolutely convinced that the law enforcement had framed him, that they didn't have enough evidence. There's no way he did it in 15 minutes. No way he did this. You could tell them any different.
Shit. They're saying they should dissect my analogies next instead of BJ and Betty. Holy gosh. So Betty now is complaining about, her big protest about power cords. It's really keeping the victim's message alive. Those damn power cords, they're too expensive. I need these power cords for my true crime.
Yeah.
Am I protesting various cases for no fucking reason?
Yeah.
She breaks everything. Have you seen her cords? She has them all tangled up and they're just a big mess. I mean, she doesn't take care of anything.
Well, you kind of got to wrap them up and tie them up and neatly. You can't just throw them in a pile and hope to get them out without being tangled.
JLR did those Facebook groups on both the for and against the suspect were guilty or not. Yeah, he does that troll shit all the time. He used to do that shit earlier on too as well. Like it's interesting. That one's an interesting character.
Queen just messaged me and said, "Where is everybody?" I don't know why.
We're here, QB.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Queen?
What?
No, I didn't message you. I just dropped it into Discord. I said, "Where's that?"
Okay, I didn't know. I was supposed to be like it was a DM.
No, it wasn't to you. No,
Okay.
honey, it wasn't to you. It was just everybody. I just said, like, "Where's everybody?" Like, row.
My bad.
Stitching. You know what I mean? Where are you girls at?
I want to hear Rowena do a Brittany imitation. She does the best Brittany imitations.
Like, it's Saturday afternoon. Where you girls at? Where you all at?
How are you doing? I heard your aunt had cancer. Is she okay?
Oh, Clue's live too. That's okay. So that's probably where everybody's at then. I think Jay was live. I'm live. Trisha was live. Clue's live. So we're all live.
It's conspiracy. Y'all just
Everybody
go one
knows
right
we
after
gotta go live
another.
later.
Attack Brittany.
We're all live now. Ain't nobody gonna be live later.
Yep.
Well, that's how it works out.
Yeah, so we did it.
That's okay though. It's Saturday. I got some stuff to do later, so I'm not gonna.
They're dogpiling me.
Are you jumping off, Queen, or something?
Yeah, I am getting ready to get off here. I got some stuff I got to get done.
All right, Queen. Good talking to you.
I appreciate you. We spent a couple hours.
Hey, I enjoyed it.
The other channel, and then on this one, you know what I mean, for a couple hours. So
yeah, it was good.
Nice chatting with y'all. Nice seeing you.
I know, Cashmere. I gotta do the same. I gotta clean my house. I gotta get up and get stuff done. I gotta run a couple errands.
Gotta remove the fly strips.
It's hot as hell. I gotta give Vu a bath. I gave her a bath yesterday. And then she just went out and stinking rubbed in the damn dirt or rubbed underneath my car.
Oh my God.
She got something nasty on her back, so I got to go take her in there and give her a bath.
Nasty.
Oh, I used to have a dog that anytime he saw like a dead mouse or anything, any poop or anything, he would rub in it. I was like, oh my God, it would drive me crazy.
Oh yeah, no, I had dogs like
gonna
that.
Be live, and her title is My Piece. Are you fucking kidding me? This ought to be interesting.
All right, guys. I'll see you. You guys have a good one. Bye.
I appreciate it, guys. I enjoyed it. I'll see you later.
We'll see you later, Wilby. Bye.
All right.
BTM.
Yep, thanks for having me up. See you.
Thank you, Blunt B.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you later, Cheesy. You guys enjoy your Saturday. I hope you guys have a good day and a good evening. I might possibly see y'all here later tonight. If not, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I will see y'all later. QB out.